Hey guys, it's Jen, and today I wanted to share with you a few tips on how to take the perfect selfie. I just feel like selfies have become a normal part of our everyday culture, so it doesn't hurt to just up your selfie game when the situation arises. You'll be able to have all the tools you need to look your best in a photo. I'm going to start off with one of my favorite little tips that I love teaching people: how to hold your phone. Sometimes these things are really thin or big or slippery, and it's kind of difficult to be able to get it in a good position, plus also push the button without shaking your hand at the same time. What I like to do is what I like to call the cell phone kickstand. Yes, some of you longtime From Head to Toe followers may remember that when you're putting on your eyeliner, I like to do a little pinky kickstand to get a really straight line. There are other applications for the hand kickstand. So what you're gonna do is take your phone, your ring finger and middle finger are going to go behind the phone, your pinky and your first finger are going to go in front of the phone. So you have stability from both the front and the back. And that also leaves your thumb with ample space to take a good photo. Alternately, if you feel like the hand kickstand is a little too complicated, there are plenty of cell phone cases and stickers on the market that you can actually attach to your physical phone to have a little more stability straight from the case. Tip number 2 is to know your angles. Most people, I would say, once they've become some selfie taking aficionados, have a few go-to poses that they know are usually their most attractive looks. A couple poses that tend to look good on everyone is ones that sort of mimic how we look at each other. It gives you a very natural appearance and it doesn't seem like a really awkward angle. It's more of a real but flattering depiction of who you are. So pose number 1 is taken from the same level of your eyes. When we look at each other, we're kind of looking up here, but when we hold our phones, we tend to hold it down here. So instead of taking a photo of yourself from this low angle, if you actually raise it up so the camera is closer to your eye level, or maybe even slightly higher, like your eyebrows, this tends to be a much more flattering angle of your face. It makes your eyes appear bigger. It makes some of your less attractive features not as prominent, such as double chins or wide jawline. The second pose that I think works well for most people is the 3/4 angle. You have 2 3/4 angles of your face, right? This way and this way. Most people aren't 100,000% symmetrical on their face, which is totally fine and totally normal. I also am not completely symmetrical with my face, so I have a preferred angle. I really like photos taken from my right side, so when I'm taking a photo of myself, I tend to tilt my head just 3/4 this direction and take a photo like that. Another thing to add a little bit more dimension to your photos is, say you have some really pretty jewelry you're wearing, or your hair is looking extra fierce that day and you want to feature that in the photo. It can sometimes make the photo look much more interesting to add your hands into the photo. So whatever hand is opposite of my photo taking hand, I'll just do something that looks like a natural movement. You could be putting your hand up by your forehead or on your collarbone, and that just will add another layer of dynamic looks to the photo itself. And of course, we cannot forget maybe the most important one is to find your worst angles so that you can send a lot of really gorgeous, disgusting looking ones to your closest BFF to know that you guys are truly bonded together with a lot of blackmail. And so, of course, it's the opposite of all of the flattering angles. Take your phone, bring it way down low, scrunch your chin in, and give a really bad face. Tip 3 is to find the good light. Usually, in almost every instance, the best light for selfies is going to be indirect natural light. So if you have a big window in your house, then you can face toward the light, but try not to have it be directly in the light, because then things get harsh and a little too blown out in the photo. A few extra tips: say you want to get a little bit more creative, or the light isn't especially bright. There are a couple little tricks that you can can do. Say you have a very willing and generous friend sitting right next to you, and they just happen to also have another cell phone, so you could just kindly and gently borrow their phone and have an extra little light source. And another little trick I love doing is taking a little mirror that you may have on hand, reflecting your light source, and it adds a little catch light into your eyes, which makes it look just a little bit more sparkly and gorgeous. Try it out and you'll see what I mean. My last tip is to get creative. Just because I say these are the rules doesn't really mean you have to stick to them 100% of the time. Sometimes you can find the best photos just come from being creative and spontaneous and trying something new. Try taking those same tips of being in the sightline near your eyes, but say you're upside down, or say you're laying on your bed, or say you try a little backlight with like 10 light sources for a selfie. Why not? The point is to not take it too seriously and just have fun with it. The great thing about a selfie is that it's you taking a photo of yourself. You're in control. So just experiment and see what works best for you. I guess that is about it for all of my tips for taking the perfect selfie. I really hope you guys found this interesting or helpful. If you did, please leave a comment down below letting me know what your best selfie pose is or your best tip for getting the perfect snapshot of yourself. And feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Also, shout out to that notification squad. What? Hit that bell if you want to see my next videos coming out. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!